BRICS finance ministers present unified proposal to reform the IMF. For the first time, BRICS finance ministers have presented a unified proposal calling for reforms to the International Monetary Fund, IMF. The group advocates a new formula for redistributing quotas and voting rights in the IMF, based on countries' role in the global economy, adjusted for purchasing power and economic output. The proposal highlights the importance of increasing developing country quotas while protecting the participation of the poorest members. Furthermore, BRICS ministers call for an end to the long tradition of European leadership in the IMF. The statement was made after ministerial meetings held in Rio de Janeiro and precedes a broader BRICS summit. The expanded group now includes Egypt, Ethiopia, Indonesia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates, in addition to the 5 original members, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. The proposal will be formally presented at the next IMF review meeting, scheduled for December. The quota adjustment should reflect the relative position of members in the global economy, while protecting the quotas of the poorest countries, the ministers wrote in the official statement following the Rio meetings. They added that the new formula should increase the quotas of developing countries. A Brazilian representative involved in the negotiations stated, "The BRICS ministers requested a new formula that considers economic output and purchasing power, in addition to taking into account the relative value of currencies, to better represent low-income countries." Understanding the IMF quota system. Financial contribution. Each member country receives a quota, which determines its contribution to IMF resources. This quota is expressed in special drawing rights, SDRs. Voting power. Quotas directly influence each member's voting power in IMF decisions. Larger economies have larger quotas and, therefore, more influence. Access to financing. A country's quota limits the amount it can borrow from the IMF under normal conditions. SDR allocation. Quotas also define how much each country receives from the IMF's SDR allocations. How are quotas determined? The current formula takes into account factors such as GDP, degree of openness, economic variability, and international reserves. However, it has been criticized for favoring advanced economies, as it uses market exchange rates instead of purchasing power parity, PPP, which can underestimate the economic weight of developing countries. The IMF reviews quotas every 5 years. In the 16th review, 2023, a 50% increase in quotas was approved. The 17th review is currently underway, with strong pressure, especially from the BRICS, to reform the rules to better reflect the growing role of emerging markets.